Someone's having a birthday. Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to make a birthday page, a 2-page layout actually, because I thought it would be fun to do. CM Creative Memories, the company that I represent, has been celebrating their birthday for a couple weeks now. And though the promotion is over, I thought it would be fun to create a layout for a birthday for them, and also because today happens to be my son's birthday. So I thought it would be appropriate, and I'll be able to use the layout for pictures from his birthday celebration. So it'll be fun. Before we get to that, though, I just wanted to remind you, I do have my virtual Croptoberfest coming. So if you haven't been able to physically go and participate in a Croptoberfest yet this year, I would love it if you would come and participate in my virtual Croptoberfest from your craft space. And if you know of any friends that could join us, I would love that too, because I would love to be able to give away some free things and send those out. But if I don't have enough participation, I can't do that. So tell your friends, tell your scrapbooking peeps, your customers or your upline, or just share with everybody that we're having fun over here. We're going to do a party, and we have 4 classes that I'm going to teach, and those 4 classes will be recorded, and you'll have access to those right here on my YouTube channel. But only the people who are subscribed will get access to that. So please make sure that you subscribe, and not subscribe to the channel, but register for the class. Register for the Croptoberfest as if it is a class. The link is in the description of this video, and I look forward to seeing you at that fun event. 2 days after that, we are going to start our December Days project, and I'm super excited about that. So I hope that you'll come join me for my December Days project. I know Noreen Smith recently did a quick video to explain 10 different ways that you can use the CM December Days kit that they came out with, which is super awesome. I watched that recently, and there are some great ideas. We are going to incorporate some of those tags into my December Days project that I'm going to teach. There will be 9 classes in that, and we're going to do 3 or 4 different layouts in each class. So it'll go really quickly, and we're going to meet every Monday night starting November 3rd. Those classes will also be recorded, so you can access them later from my YouTube channel, and anytime that it's convenient for you. So I hope you'll register for that class and work along with me as we create our December Days, our December Daily Memories. This is the first time I've ever done that, so I'm super excited to put that together, and I would love for you to join me. Let's get to my desktop and get started on our project for today. All right, so here's my workspace for today, and we are going to, in honor of Creative Memories, celebrating their birthday this month, and my son celebrating his birthday today as you're viewing this, we are going to make a birthday cake, I hope. I'm planning to make a birthday cake. So my son's favorite cake, or the cake that he asked me to make it anyway, is a chocolate brownie chocolate cake with fresh strawberries, fresh strawberry filling and fresh strawberries on top. And I said, well, we should probably do a chocolate frosting or a chocolate drizzle over the top. And he said, yeah. So I'm going to try to recreate his birthday cake. Let's see how that works. I've already tried it once, and it didn't go so hot. So we're going to we're going to try it again. So we are going to take this is Caramel Cardstock, and I'm going to make my cake is actually going to span the center of the layout. So it's going to be a little bit of the cake on each side of the layout. So I'm going to make my cake 9 inches wide, and we're going to trim it here. There we go. Nope. Why is it not cutting right in that one spot? Weird. Okay. And we're going to make it 9 inches high so that we have room for some decorations on top of the cake. All right. So 9 inches high. That way we can add some strawberries and maybe a candle or something like that on the top. Okay, so that being said, that's going to be our cake for the most part. Although, yeah, that's going to be our cake for the most part. Okay, we're going to take some of this sprinkle paper. This came from the ice cream social paper that we had not too long ago. And we're going to make this be 1/3 of the size of our cake. Actually, we're going to make this be... Yeah, let's make it be 1/3 of the size of our cake. So 3 inches. 3 inches, and we're going to cut it also at 9. All right, so that's going to go across the bottom of our cake. I really was trying so hard to make a cake that was dimensional, that you could see was round and on a platter and looked super cute and cool. And I am just not that good at art, to be completely honest. I didn't do it well, and so I'm not going to show you. Well, my husband has it on this recording, but hopefully if he shows you, we won't show you the really, really bad stuff. Okay, so I just cut this piece of brown shimmer at 4.5 inches. We're going to come back and cut this again a little bit wider than the cake. We're going to go with, let's go with 9 3/8 for now. Okay, and we're going to play with that in just a minute. Do we need to cut anything else right now? I don't think so, but just in case, I'm not going to put that too far away. Okay, so now, oh, and we're going to use some of this lava paper. Do you have any of this molten lava, cranberry molten lava paper that was in that paper buffet we had not too long ago? We're going to use some of that today. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty, and I love the foiling on this paper. Let me show it to you. It's not cooperating. There. Woo! Isn't that cool? So I'm hoping that we'll be able to capture some of that as we play with our paper today. So we're going to then come in here and we're going to add, now I was toying with this side to be our sprinkles around the bottom of the cake, but I really think this side's going to work better because my base sheets that I'm going to use are these from Birthday Bonanza. These were the Birthday Bonanza Fast-to-Fab. So the cake is going to sit in the middle of this, and so I wanted something that was, you know, not as feminine. I suppose the colors are similar enough, but I think I'm going to go with this to be my sprinkles around the bottom of my cake. Okay, so we're just going to adhere this around the bottom, and we may come back in here and round some corners or, you know, fix it up just a little bit. But for right now, this is what we're going with. And I'm going to come in here with my decorative scissors. I'm not going to save my red ones for when I'm working on Christmas stuff. Let's use my purple Memories Matter scissors. I'm going to just come in here and make this look like a drizzle. So I'm just going to cut some rounded edges, just very haphazardly, really. Just no rhyme or reason, just some cute little drips to represent the chocolate that has been drizzled over the top of this cake. Remember, drips sometimes get wider at the bottom and come back up, and they're thinner at the top. So think your favorite cartoony water droplets. That's what we're going for here. All right. Now that's going to go across the top right here. A little bit wider than the cake. All the way up to the top. Okay. There we go. All right, now, you guys are going to laugh at me, but I have misplaced my, oh, no, there it is. My corner rounder. Haha, there it is. Okay, so let's come in here. We're going to round these lower corners on this cake. Into this lower corner. Okay. And I want to round this upper corner as well. Okay, so like that. Now, we're not quite done. One thing we are going to do is we're going to actually, 1 second, I'm going to throw that away. I'm going to set this up here. We're going to do a couple of extra little things. So I'm going to grab some let me grab some green. Just a green remnant here. Let me grab a couple of these. Probably just that one, but just in case, we'll grab a couple. Remnant. Listen to me. I'm going to grab a scrap because that's what we're doing, right? We're scrapping. Okay, so I'm going to grab a scrap, and I'm going to grab the star, or, well, yeah, it's just like a star, from my mini trio punches. I'm going to punch a couple of these. We're going to go with probably, I'm going to do 5 of these, I think. I think that should be plenty for what we're going to do. If we want more, we can do more. Okay, we'll set those over there. And that paper too, just in case. Okay, we've got our 5 little stars. And I have my heart punch. This is an old CM heart punch from a while ago. It does punch out the center. And because I'm not really sure exactly the size I'm looking for, I'm thinking this might be what I want, because I think this part's going to be way bigger than what I want. And these are going to be too small. So I think we're going to use this, and I'm going to punch along the edge of this paper. Actually, I'm going to just cut. I'm going to cut a 1.5 inch strip of this. Maybe we'll go with 1 7/8 just to be sure. And then, I mean, 1 5/8, not 1 7/8. I don't know what I was thinking. Say, so 1 5/8 piece of paper. That's going to be easier to punch from. All right, I'm going to come in here with my punch upside down on purpose. And I'm going to come in here, make sure my paper is wide enough in all the places. And I'm just going to come in here and punch. I'm going to flip this over, and we're going to punch from the other side. What am I thinking? There, like that. So that I can get the most from my foiled paper. Doesn't matter that I just missed that corner, because we're not going to see it anyway. So not a big deal. If you don't have this punch, because it is from a while ago, you can just find another heart punch. Something that's going to punch a heart that's about 1 inch would probably do fine for this. And this is not going to fit, but I'm going to just punch one anyway. That outer one, it's going to be chopped. Okay, so now we've got quite a few of these to play with. This one's been whacked off on the side, so we're not going to worry about that one. All right, so now I'm going to take my repositionable adhesive, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of these whole hearts. No, I didn't make enough of these to do as many as I just put adhesive on, but that's okay. We're going to just use these to make the little sprig that goes on top of the strawberry. Like that. That one. We'll do one more. It doesn't have adhesive on it, so it's okay. Do that one. All right, so those are going to be our strawberries that are going to go across the top of our cake. And then these others are going to be the strawberries that are going to go kind of be sticking out of our cake. And so I don't know if I want green on those, because strawberries that stick out of the cake should not have green on them. Just saying. Okay, so I'm going to take my cake and I'm going to measure about the middle of this field right here, which is going to be roughly, let's see, it's roughly 2.5 inches. So we're looking at 1.25 inches. So bringing this level up to 1.25 inches, and then I'm going to level it out so I make sure it's straight. Then I'm going to come in here and let's actually go more like 1 inch. I'm going to go more like 1 inch. There, straight. Okay. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cut from about 1/4 inch in to about another 1/2 inch in. Okay, on my cake. All right. Now I'm going to go back here on the back and I'm going to put adhesive all along that edge. Top and bottom, but I think mostly it's going to be on the top that we're going to use it. But we're going to take our other hearts and we're going to put them all along that edge, sort of sticking out, sort of. Being that strawberry filling. I know he loves so much. I'm gonna make that one kind of stick there. And I'm gonna need some more. I can tell right now that I don't have enough. That's okay though, we'll get there. I think I'm making this harder than it needs to be by tucking them underneath there, but I just wanted it to feel like the filling was oozing out. I think I'm going to make this. We're going to come over here. Oh, you know why that's not shiny? It's because I flipped it over. Easy to do. Guess the back side of this paper is not shiny. So it's very easy to flip it to the wrong side. Okay. Okay, we're going to go with that for the filling. And we're going to come up here and we're going to place our strawberries with some foam squares. But I'm going to use the half foam squares, not the high ones, not the normal high ones. I'm just going to use a half so that they do stick off the page, but they are not as thick. Okay, so let's flip these over and figure out which ones need to go where. So I'm just going to kind of grab my black pen, which is hiding in here. I'm going to put a little bit of a line on each of these little leaves. Like so. And let's put this guy in the middle. So he's going to get cut in half. The rest of these guys are going to go off to the side here. What do you think? Funky looking cake? I don't know. I think it's kind of funky myself, but you know, that's okay. We can put pictures on it. It'll be grand, as they say, right? All right, so now I'm going to take these base sheets and we're going to cut our cake in half. Let's see, I'm trying to remember now. How wide was it? 9 inches. So that means 4.5 is going to be the halfway mark right there. Okay. My foam square is stuck to my trimmer. Not cool, huh? Okay, there we go. And let's do this side first, since this is the side that's kind of up. I'm going to make this about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of the page. And it's just going to go all the way to the top. There. And all the way to the top of the cake. Now we still have some room that we could add a candle or two, which is what was my goal. So put that one over there. Come and get this side. And we're going to just put him at about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. Right on the edge there. Okay. There's our cake. Birthday cake. Okay. So now we need some candles. And I don't know about you, but a lot of candles are all different colors, right? We can make our candles whatever color we want. I think I'm going to go with this blue, or maybe even the sea green. Maybe we'll just kind of carry that color up there. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a scrap. Let's use this. Okay, and I don't have anything fancy to make this with, but let's see. We need candles that are about 2 inches high. So let's just go ahead and cut this at 2 inches. And we'll just cut a few. We'll make them about 3/8 of an inch wide. How's that? And if you don't know how to do 3/8 of an inch, fairly easy. 3/8 of an inch is marked on here, but I'm actually not quite going as far as it's marked. I'm going to the crack in my trimmer, which may seem like an odd place to measure, but as long as they're all the same, it doesn't really matter, right? I don't know how many of these we need to do, but we're going to do a few because he's old. Just kidding. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go with 10. Or maybe we'll do 11. Let's do 11. Odd numbers and all, right? Okay, 11. So we're going to add our candles. And we can put our photos all out here. Right here, we could stack a bunch of candles that way. Turning these over. Okay. thought I had one stuck to my finger there. That's so weird. Now it's gone. What happened to it? I don't know. Odd, huh? So, what do you think we ought to use for the flame for these candles? Well, so if you have the campfire punch, then you have a flame that you can punch from that you could use, which would work very nicely. Or if you have the drops and flames punch, then you have a built-in flame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we should just do an even number on each side. It's not going to want to go all the way down. I was thinking odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye, but I think we'll go with that since it's on 2 sides. We're going to make some flames and drops from our cool little flame and drop punch. So if you have this, it's a great reason to grab it. This paper is from last year's Croptoberfest. Can you see that? From the Loads of Fun Croptoberfest. I just grabbed it because it's orange. Thought it would be cute to use. Could use orange, could use yellow, could use a combination thereof because of the different sizes of the flames. I think this big flame is actually going to be too big, so let's eliminate the big flames, which means I'm going to need to punch a few more, but that's okay. I can do that. I think these smaller flames will be just fine. Maybe my candles are too big. All right, let's do some more for the other side. It'd be great if I could just punch the smaller ones, but I can't because they are, well, I won't be able to actually. I think we probably have enough. All right. Okay. There we go. There's our birthday cake for our birthday boy. Let's check out some spaces where we can put our pictures. So 4-inch pictures will fit right here. 4-inch mats. Can't put 4 4-inch mats, but we could put 3 4-inch mats and do a 4x3, which I don't have right here. What is this one? This is a 4.5 by 2.5, which is the wrong size altogether. But you could put a 4.5 by 2.5 up the outer edge here if you wanted, or even do the 2.5 by 3.5 pictures. Up the outside edge there. Maybe leave these spaces for some embellishing. Running out of all my cute little photo placements, but we'll just do that just so that you can kind of see. And then I have this, which I thought might be kind of cute to add to the bottom, but it might just be too much. Or we could do those across the bottom. If we don't do photos in the border on the outside, and we just do photos here on the inside, how would that be? I kind of like that. And then the journal space would become this bit down here. Or you could certainly journal across the chocolate that's dripping off the cake up at the top as well. And I pulled these also from the ice cream social pack. I have some stickers from that pack also that I thought might be fun. Let's have some fun. Everything is better with sprinkles, right? Which is going to go right there on top of the cake because everything is better with sprinkles. Okay. Let's do this. Best things in life are sweet. Sugarcoat everything. It's we're going to put that up there. And this one's going to say, let's have some fun living the sweet life. And it's going to go down here. Let's see. We don't want to cover up our potential pictures, so I think we'll stick that off kind of to the side there. And then I think we'll put a cherry, and I'll draw a stem on the cherry. We'll put a cherry on this one also. It'll look like a little bit like a strawberry. All right. What else? Everything is better with sprinkles. And we'll add a little cherry to that also, just for fun. Okay, and I'm going to grab my black pen and add some quick lines. So we're going to have a line for the cherry stem there, and a line for that cherry stem there, and a line for that cherry stem there. We're going to have a line for these candles where the flame is not directly over top. I suppose we could do a short one for those guys too, just to help blend a little reality. What do we think? I think it works. Happy birthday, Creative Memories. Happy birthday, Michael. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Enjoy your day.